Okay, kiddos, here's our first Foundations assignment. I have our little whiteboard on the screen, and I need you to take out a notebook. You should have a notebook that came home with you, or you can just take out a piece of paper. And I want you to write down the 5 words that are on the board. So go ahead and pause the video and write down those 5 words. Okay. Now that you have come back, let's read these 5 words. That first word is race. The second word is citizen. The next word is stage. Then we have apologize and apology. Now, the interesting thing about these words is that the C in the first 2 words don't make the K sound. It's not rake. That would be R-A-K-E, right, if you're using a rake. And it's not citizen, it's citizen. So sometimes a C can make an S sound. And for stage and apologize and apology, it's not stag or apologize or apology. And so isn't that an interesting thing? I wonder if we should try and find out why that is. Let me see if I can shrink my screen down, and I'll give you we'll move this over and make it a little bit bigger. So look, here is the clue. If you have an E, an I, or a Y after a C, it magically turns into an sound, into an S sound. And if you have an E, an I, or a Y after a G, it goes from making the G sound to the J sound. So you can see sounds that make a sound or an S makes that sound, or a C can make that sound if a C, an I, or a Y come after it. Same thing with the J sound. A J can make that sound, and then a G can also make the J sound if an E, an I, or a Y come after it. Now, it can be a little bit tricky because sometimes you can have a word that has a sound with an E after it, and it's still going to be an S. So an S can have an E, an I, or a Y after it, and it'll still always make the sound. And a J can have an E, an I, and a Y after it, and it'll always make the J sound because that's just the sound that it makes. But only if you have an E, an I, or a Y after a C, it'll always change, almost always, from a K to a S. Same thing with a J. If you have those letters after a G, you're going to have it turn into a J sound. So watch this, think about that for a second, and then we are going to go through our Foundations page. That's going to be our next video, so you can take a quick break, think about those rules, and then we'll come back. Good job.